KMET Weather Center for the Beaumont and the Banning area, you can expect partly sunny skies, highs in the mid-60s. For the daytime hours in the Inland Empire, you expect the slight chance of rain, cloudy skies, highs at 67. For the daytime hours in the Coachella Valley, you can expect patchy blowing dust, partly cloudy skies, highs in the mid-80s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. We got a lot of things going on. I don't know what you did, but I will say the week is starting I'm just looking at the date. It's May 1st, 2023, which means, well, actually, everyone doesn't know this, but just so you know, Jess, my mother's, okay. She is born on a day that is known as, she's not a big Star Wars fan, but what is happening around the corner May 4th?
Are you telling me her birthday's on May 4th?
It is.
Awesome.
It is. Yeah, she has. So I know. So you could say me and what's coming up, Jess, with Star Wars?
Yeah, it's a little, I guess, a little fan thing. We call it May the 4th.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you. So that's happening May 4th. And then, of course, this week also, I'm not going to lie, I'm not ready for the end of it. I hope they kind of continue, but knowing them, because now he's over with DC, he's kind of crushing it over there. I don't know how that's going to happen with Flash. I saw the previews with Flash, and Flash brings in the whole, like with Keaton in it, like it does, and then you see Affleck back. I didn't know Affleck was going to be back. He looks leaner though, and he looks more like Batman. Like, you know what I mean? Like I get it. He kind of present himself. I'm like, all right, you now. So I don't know. Like, I can see them bringing other super from other verses. If they brought Keaton back, which other ones do you think they would bring? I think they should bring the DC verse. I did binge watch. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little like there was nothing to watch. Binge watched Supergirl, and I saw some things in there. I said, "Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing." I saw only the first season. I finished another show, which is good, by the way. Did you see The Golden Compass?
I've seen the movie. Yes.
Okay, so I did too. But okay on HBO Max. Okay, I'm not. Look. It's actually really good. And someone said, should I get my kid to watch this? So I said, well, don't get them to watch it. I mean, but in a way, like, it would be all right because they don't show anything like super extreme. Okay, it's more a story, but it's a story kind of like it takes place where the Golden Compass kind of like starts and ends. I don't think they made another. They were supposed to because it's like more a trilogy, right? You seem to know more about Golden Compass than I do.
No, I know what show you're talking about. You're talking about His Dark Material?
Yes.
Yes. Which is I'm not sure, I guess the series that the book is based on, the Golden Compass. I'm not quite sure. But all I know is you said Golden Compass, and that has a polar bear with a helmet.
Yes.
And that got me to watch it.
Yes. I binge watched the whole thing over like just I think it was a little bit of Friday. I kind of like, oh, let me see what this is, because the picture had James McAvoy, okay, and he plays Lord Asriel. Now, Ruth Wilson is in it as well. The girl, I didn't even realize, the one who plays the girl like in Golden Compass, it's not the same girl, but she's the girl in. Do you want to say, Jess?
Yes, I can't remember her name, but she plays X-23 in the movie Logan.
Yes, she's the Logan. I saw the whole like first and maybe second. I go, and there was a moment where she had this look, and I go, wait, I know that look. What like is so if you haven't seen Logan, go see. I will say that's actually more for. It's not really for kids. They need to do like a edited version. They really need to do that for kids, like TV. Okay, so anyway, her name's Daphne Keane. She plays Lyra. Okay, she's the main all the way through. There's a couple like things I'm like, whatever. But it like if you saw Golden Compass, this is better than that. Okay, that's with Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman has this little like monkey that kind of grows. They change form. They call him something I don't think they should. I think they call him like, and I know it's Daemon, but they're really not that. They're more like a spirit animal. I think they should call them spirit animal because they have this whole like thing about church. They have this thing about like, you know, belief. They have this whole like control thing. They have this. That's not it. And they talk about like a thing called dust, but they call it sin. And I'm like, you guys are so. But it makes you go. I wonder because then it has angel, right? And you're like, oh my god. And then they go from like verse to verse, opening like a little like you know what I mean. So it's more than the compass. The compass they don't go big on that. They do have the bear. He kind of has moments. Go ahead, Jess.
No, 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 no. I think yeah, the Golden Compass focused on the Golden Compass, where his dark material, the Golden Compass is just a small portion of it,
Yeah.
and it expands so much more.
Yeah. So his materials. I'll give you an example. I guarantee one of our viewers would love to watch. Just go HBO Max. If they have a trial, go get it. It's worth. I've been binge watching some of the stuff. I saw Teen Titans on it. I saw the original one. Then they have the newer one. I want to get into Doom Patrol. I know that's more adult than not, right? Is that good, Jess?
Oh, that is a phenomenal show. Brendan Fraser, awesome, and everyone else on that cast, absolutely amazing. I'm kind of sad that they're canceling it though, but you know what? It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, it's like 4 seasons. So I didn't know they were canceling. Well, they're canceling everything good. So okay, and then so back to what I'm saying. His Dark Materials. Go check it out, Stephanie. I know you'll enjoy it. She says, "Hello, happy editing and writing out production scripts for this glorious, rainy, awesomeness busy day ahead for today. It's a little cloudy here. Not sure if it's gonna rain, but you would like it, I guarantee. And other people would like it if you like just binge watch it. That's all. Like while you're editing or while you're doing some work, just I do that and then I do what I need to do, and so because it kind of passes the time because there's a lot of stuff I have to go through. I went through a script this week. So yeah. So I guess the point is go see it. It surprised me, not gonna lie. I only saw it because James McAvoy, which I did not like his character. Not gonna lie, I didn't like him. But and that his and the other one, Ruth Wilson, her character, you're like, what's going on? And then she does something kind of interesting, but it's totally different than the Golden Compass. It's okay, Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones has like a spin-off, right? This is kind of that to Golden. So don't let what you saw Golden Compass, because I know some people saw Golden and they were like, I'm kind of bored, especially like midway to halfway through, and then it kind of picks up and you kind of go, okay, I really don't get it. But just call them spirit animal, not demon. I think maybe you'll make sense of what the story really is. It does at the end say that there's more, so I hope they bring more. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Seeing X-23 from Logan, the girl, she's such a strong actress. And when I finally figured it, because she talks because she's from Spain, so she looks Spain in the third season. But she's very English when she speaks. So I thought, no, that's not her. That's something, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't get it. But if you know that and you saw Logan, you'll appreciate her whole, like, everything she does in the whole movie. She's very strong. The other one that she's with, I don't like the guy. But if you like him, whatever. So there you go. That's all I'm going to say about that. Go see it. His Dark Materials. There's not a lot out there. But that one I do recommend. And back to, like, do I recommend it for kids? I do. You have to explain it, watch it with them, explain Angel, and then explain, what. But I think going from one, like, how they kind of like, they have this thing, but Angel goes from verse to verse to verse to verse, or from land to land to land to land, if that makes any sense. So, and then it goes to modern day, which I think it's interesting. So it goes from fantasy to modern day, which the Golden Compass never covered. The Golden Compass never said it was like a parallel world to ours. Does that make sense, Jess?
Oh yeah. That's what I wish they would have made a sequel to the Golden Compass, but I'm glad they made a show better because this way it explains it so much more.
Yeah, and look, if they had Nicole Kidman go like another, and they could, but this one it's like, okay, those that know like anything with dragons, they have high production. This is like, there were moments I'm like, this is not a TV show at all, even though it's done as a series, right? It's done as a movie, right? And there's some moments that are kind of slow, not gonna lie. That's how they kind of drag it out. But it's just the production. You're like, whoa, right? And so anyway, that's my recommendation. Go see it. According to people rating it, they rate it pretty high. 84% in Rotten Tomatoes, 7.8 on IMDb. Those people are pretty keen on stuff. Anything over, usually, I don't know, like you probably say, oh, that's low, I want 90 or something. But if you have nothing else to watch, go watch that. It's really good. So there you go. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, Jess, what's going on in just everywhere?
Everywhere. So a few movies obviously are coming out. I made a mistake this weekend. So I took my wife Casey to go watch the Evil Dead movie, and I felt bad. She covered her eyes quite a bit during that film, so I was like, I'll let you pick the next movie, any movie you want. We'll watch it. That was a mistake.
Okay, what happened?
Nothing. She's gonna get tickets to the Barbie movie, and I really. I was all like, I did not even think about that.
Movie. Okay, that makes Tiffany, let me just go back to you. She says, is that in theaters? It's not in theaters. It's actually HBO Max. So HBO Max, go get that. And they have some other good shows as well. And then if you don't like the rest, just cancel it. They have House of Dragons. They also have the other one, which is kind of No, House of Dragons is the one to Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, I get those mixed up. Game of Thrones is the first one. They have that. Then they have House of Dragons. So I think you would probably enjoy that, although it's really adult. So, but there you go. That's all I'm going to say about that. But back to you, Jess. So, okay, so yeah, Lisa has, what's her name, who's from Suicide Squad, right?
That is true. It also has Shang-Chi and a bunch of other cool people. So, if I pretend I like it, she won't want to watch it. That's my thing.
Got it.
She wants to get the most cringy movie she can find, so I got to pretend I like it.
I got it. You're like, oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, I love Suicide. Then you go, oh my God, can we watch Suicide Squad 1 and 2? Because this makes me want to get in the mood for, who she is. I think she's the girl. I'm going to throw this out there. I probably shouldn't. But I think she's the girl who does there's a bad Barbie, right? There's one who pretends to be Barbie, and she's the one who does in Barbie. Did you know that?
Wait, so there's like an evil Barbie? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, wait, I'm into it. Go watch it with that thought in mind. I don't know if they're doing that, but she's the one who kind of kidnaps Barbie, and then she's the one who pretends to be Barbie, and she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and then the twist would be she does and then they're like, where's Barbie? And then you realize she's evil Barbie in essence. They call her Wicked Barbie, but I call her just a little off, which actually she plays really good. But anyway, there you go. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. We got more coming up right after this. I think Jess is now ready to watch it now. He's going, that's evil Barbie, I guarantee it. We'll be back with more right after this. Stay tuned.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff and spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
Tired of waiting in line for overpriced coffees and packaged rolls? Make a change and stop for coffee or espresso and a fresh homemade apple fritter or ham and cheese croissant at Donut Delight on Highland Springs Road in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway. Donut Delight is a family-owned business with a friendly staff who has served the past area for 22 years. Donut Delight on the corner of Highland Springs Road and Ramsey Street, just off the I-10 freeway. Donut Delight opens daily at 4:30 a.m.
Jitters Coffee, a coffee shop that gives a double shot of quality. We offer top shelf coffee at a great price. Brewed hot or cold, you won't find a better cup of joe. Not a coffee connoisseur? Then try our Red Bull infusions to energize your day. We also have delicious pastries and sweets, baked in-house or flown in from the best bakeries in the country. Jitters Coffee. Come on in and enjoy your jitters.
Check out our newest location located in downtown Banning at the corner of Ramsey and San Gorgonio. New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littlensons.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Bernadette, the host of One Life Radio, your #1 source for alternative and holistic health since 2011. One Life Radio is designed to educate and inspire. Visit us at oneliferadio.com because you get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it. Tune in weekdays at 1 p.m. on 1490 KMET Smart Talk, ABC News Radio.
Hello, listeners. This is Christopher from The Christopher Show. Hey, if you missed one of our shows here at KMET, don't worry about it. You can go to our webpage, and that's KMET1490am.com. Go to the homepage, click on the SoundCloud tab, and hear any show anytime you want.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. Steph says, I don't have HBO Max. I like Pluto TV and Tubi. Those are free TV. You know what? My mom actually watches Tubi a lot. She finds a lot of stuff there. I highly recommend it. If you don't have it, go get it. It's on actually Smart TV and Roku, which she has Roku, so she has it connected to the television. I'm not sure what Apple has. I've seen it, and I had someone who actually got it, and they said, why do I have to still pay for it when it has ads? I go, I don't know. Just, I think it offsets the cost of the production of some of those shows. So there you go. There is a show I want to watch, which is on Apple with Tom Hanks. It has a particular, I think it's a robot or something, or a dog. I can't remember. Anyway, so yeah, I want to see it, but it's on Apple, not the other one. So I hope it comes. So let me know what you have, and there you go. All right, Jess, what's going on in just anywhere?
Just anywhere. You know what? I wish I had Apple TV. I want to watch that movie Tetris on it. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah. It's a documentary, right, on like the world of Tetris.
It's more like I guess a fictional drama about like them bringing Tetris to the world and introducing it with the original Game Boy.
Okay, so it's like a real life, like, got it, okay, got it, okay, all right, well, that's interesting.
It's kind of like the movie Founder, you know how, like, you get a back, I saw that movie again, I'm just like, it was interesting, just seeing, like, Birth of McDonald's.
I think it's interesting because people don't understand or know Tetris is actually, it does a copy of because it's really not licensed. So you can actually do a Tetris thing. A lot of programmers is a thing. And then okay, what can we do different with it? I say go wider. If you go wider, there's a couple more different that you could do. But, don't have so fast. It's impossible to go to a certain level. That's where it gets frustrating. It's like, forget it. If you just do a regular, like, and a little fast, and then you do a competition one against another, I think it goes next level. Game Boy came out. It was only one versus, like, the computer, right? It was never, Switch. Switch has the ability to go Wi-Fi, so you can compete against other people. But the one that I like, which, honestly, don't really remember, maybe you do or maybe you don't, is actually the one with, and Mario, by the way. Have you seen that yet, Jess?
No, I have not seen it. It's driving me crazy.
You gotta see it, man. All I'm gonna say is it hit a record, and I'm glad. That means the kids are having fun. That means parents are having fun. There is more than one, so if you see this, wait for the other one coming out. Some go dressed up. I'm not gonna lie, and I was like, wow, but I wouldn't dress up because it would look. If I had like a kid or like what I mean, or I was babysitting or then I could take a kid and then they would probably dress up, but they'd have to dress up, and then I'd just be like, wait, but I don't. What would you dress up as, Jess?
I would dress up as Wario.
You know what, that makes sense. I could see kids going, I hate you. And other kids going, what's Mario? And then, you know, because it's a whole new world for kids. The Super Mario, like, everything. And I think it's great for parents right now because there are, like, you know, like your friends, for example. I know you don't have kids, but uncle, so go with that. And have kids, you know what I mean? So there's this, like, you don't know what Mario Brothers is, huh? And they go, nope, got no clue. And then you take them, and then they go, whoa, and then you have to play the first one. Start with that. Go, maybe I would say to the third one, little like tail makes them fly. That was one of my favorite ones. Then I think Nintendo went a little saturate on all of the, to where it's like, but you got to start them off on the first one. Then they pull Bowser thing. They understand the prince. I mean the princess, and then they understand everything. But I think it's fun. I love the little star at the end. You know what I mean? She's so like, what is in the world? Nothing. The way the world is, big deal. Anyway, you see it. Let me know, okay, Jess?
Oh yeah. I will definitely let you know. What was shocking about that movie was the song "Peaches" by Jack Black. Have you heard about it?
I'm not gonna lie. I think Jack Black was Bowser.
Then he did a great job changing his voice. That's all I gotta say.
I know. I saw the whole thing, and I think there was some the credits. I saw the credits, and then I said, that's why he sings that way. I go, that, and I'm like, I was a little stuck. I'm not gonna like really know Bowser because Bowser, like, whoa, you know what I mean? Well, that's all I'm gonna say. All right. What else we got in the world, Jess?
There's a few things, sad things, crazy things. We could always discuss. I will never talk to my neighbor after this story.
Okay, what happened?
So apparently there was a small altercation in the state of Texas, of course, right? Guns are everywhere there. I think they haven't found him yet, so they're still trying to track him down. So this guy, he murdered. He didn't make him pass, but apparently his neighbors came over because he was shooting his gun at night, and they're all like, "Can you stop at night? Keep it down because our kids are sleeping."
Yeah.
So apparently he didn't like that, America. So he went over there and he shot all of them. Well, not all of them, 5 of them. And I think the youngest one was an 8-year-old. So it's just like, I don't even know. Like,
So he was shooting late. He was making a lot of sound. They said, "Hey, do you mind?" He said, "Yeah, I do." And then he shot them. In essence, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
People are going. Look, people say, "Man, there's so much bad." I go, no. You gotta understand. We focus on the stories that make it, but there's a lot of stories that don't make it. There's a lot of towns, but then in areas. What part of Texas was it in? Do you know?
You know what? It did not tell me. It just said Texas. I'm kind of glad they didn't specify what area. They probably did. I just didn't. Oh, San Jacinto County.
Okay.
Houston, north of Houston, about 45 miles.
North of Houston. Okay. Yeah, I've been to Houston, and I have friends in Houston actually. I've been to, like, Texas more than once. I have a friend on the east side of Texas, which I didn't even know it was there. It was like a little area. It's like it looks like an island, but it's like Newport-ish. It's very rich. My friend, he's there. He's doing a show. He showed it on his shout out to John Gwynn, who actually is pretty cool. But we had a little tie way back when I had a show on radio. He called me out of the blue because we had it on YouTube, and he said, "Hey, do you want it on TV?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?" And so he said, "Okay, well, here's the agreement, and if you want it, just send it to us." Then and then he got to the point where he's like, "Okay, we could pull it," but I had to send it every week. A little like, okay, this is our subscriber, and then he kind of disappeared, and then somebody else took it up, and then I thought, oh, they're gonna do something big, and well, they just took our. But the point is, we got like national all of a sudden. That was the show that I had. It was called Live. It was just because of YouTube, and he was just looking for content. Honestly, now he got out of that. We were trying to do something network, but it didn't. There was something with like there's a bunch of stuff that happened in the middle. But if he wanted to start, I said, hey, I'm ready. He wanted to bring me on like years ago, and things just happen, whatever. So I said, okay, let's do it again. Then I went to Texas. I saw where he lives, and I go, whoa, you got like a mansion. Because he's a very humble guy. So there's a lot of people with money there. And so it's not all like we're saying it is the point. But I will say there's still crazy everywhere, right? There's crazy in LA, there's crazy evidently around Houston and or Texas, because a lot of people don't put up with that. They would probably kill the guy if he killed an 8. Texas is very family, and they do, but they don't go about it that way. I hope, right? I like, you know what I mean? It doesn't.
Yeah, no. Hopefully they'll find this guy quick. We say a lot of like sad stories. More than 75% of the stories I don't like talking about because they're just truly, truly awful. It feels like it was just like touched by the hand of the devil, and it's mostly with young children stories I don't like talking about because it's just sad, and it just seems like it's more and more common these days.
Yeah, that's the part where I don't know how you went. I will say anything with pedophiles. People, I had a conversation with someone. They said, "What's a pedophile?" I said, "You know what a pedophile is? Can you describe a pedophile G-rated, Jess?"
Yes, I will call them what they want to be called. MAPs. They are people who are attracted to minors, which is a sad thing.
They actually, I say this, it's a big word. They rape kids, okay? And they rape little kids at the age, that's why I say there's a couple here. Shout out to Children's Advocacy Center. Here it is, okay? Children's Advocacy Center. I support them. I really like them. I think they're the best. These guys actually help out kids who get abused, and not like physical abuse, like they get beat. They get the other word, which I don't want to say. But they basically do things. And I had to describe this to someone, and I thought, oh, of course you know. And I said, no, you don't get it. They go like they do a woman all the way, but they rape them, in essence. They don't call it rape, but they should. Said that, I think people would be like, oh, okay, I get it, because they rape little kids, and these kids are sometimes their kids, right? These are fathers, oddly enough. You're like, what kind of father was he? And some uncle, or maybe a stranger, or maybe something else, but these kids are scarred for life. People go, how can that? I go, no, you don't get it, man. A, it's just not normal, and B, it's a whole other mentality. That's why you're so against it, right, Jess?
Yeah, you know what? Like, I honestly never thought these things happened until like I started going on TikTok and people started telling their stories. I'm just like, what in the world?
Yeah.
And it's just like, if somebody would have told me this, I would not keep it secret. I would be telling everybody.
Oh, I guarantee. And as an uncle, like if that happened to your little one, I mean, what would you do?
Oh, if someone did that to him, yeah, no. Have you ever seen the movie Equalizer? That's my mentality.
Okay, I haven't. I need to, but there you go. Okay, so and that's the point. And some parent, like there are some people that are the parent. They find out a kid got that, like maybe from a church member or maybe from someone who, you know what I mean. Those are a big thing, right? I saw something and I said, "Whoa, that's big," and I'm not a part of that. But anyway, the point is, you got look. If there's someone, those are the ones that cannot, if they are charged and found out, they cannot. They may be released, but they cannot. There's an ordinance. That's why they have certain sites that you can see their information. But some, they don't get charged. I know of one who didn't get charged because it was his word, his daughter's word, which I go, that shouldn't be. But his word against his daughter's word, yeah. I don't know what they did legally, but he didn't get 100% like in prison. One and number two, the kid got taken away. They went to foster care. All the kids went. But the thing is, people cover that up. I don't know how they do that. And a normal situation like that, they get found out. They go to prison. There you go. Turns them in. There you go. I think they made it like, oh, the daughter just wants attention. This, that. But I go, you know what? No. And if you look at the daughter now, she's very much like, I forgive him because he pays me, right? So she kind of went back with him, but that's what some victims do. Some forgive them, and I don't think they should, because in a way, it's not like he didn't know. Although he in essence said, it was an accident. I thought that was you, my wife. You know what I mean? Like, I slept in a bed. They always have a story, but I have a feeling it happened like earlier than the time that was talked about at the age of 15. Even 15 with your older, that's just not right. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. But I think what it was, the reason I was saying this, because it's just like I see stories like this all the time, and then like, have you ever heard of the phrase MAPS? That's why I said it earlier.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard it.
So yeah, it's an acronym. It stands for a minor attracted person.
See, I think what that does, is that minimizes. I could be wrong, Jess, but that minimizes what it is. Oh, I'm just attracted, and then they go, oh, it's like illness. Back in the day, they used to, yeah, maybe like 13, 14, 15-year-olds used to do it with each other, not like an 8-year-old with. And I know there are certain religions that actually go and they say, oh, this is a thing. I know there are certain faiths that do this in like, certain cities, which it's still out. You're like, oh, that's why they hide, and they hide in communities. Their kids, and then they're like, oh no, it's a thing, and then they say, oh, God wants it, and oh, it's like Israel, and they just go like, so just not right. So in a way, that term kind of against minimizes what it is. But if you say this person sexually abused me, that's more appropriate because they sexually abused you. You as a little one don't want it. They're the one who does it, and then that scars. If you ever meet someone later on in life, and I've met a lot who actually come out about it, and they say, I was, and I say, yeah, that made sense. And I look at maybe behavior, or I look at the way they like treat men, or the way they kind of are offended by men, or they hate men. Usually it goes to something that never got found out, or they never said to someone. They were abused at home. They were afraid of their father, but they, what are you going to do when it's your father? And your father makes you know what I mean? By saying, oh, I have a problem. It's a disease. So I don't like him. I think they should like really say what it is. You're raping your own kid, because evidently you can't get anywhere else. You know what
I mean? Yeah, you think these things don't happen, but you would be surprised. They just very rarely hit the news, and if they do, that news is just buried over everything else.
And then every now and then you see a father who wants to, and you go, you get it, man. If that was my kid, I would probably, you know what I mean? But it's not my kid. So, that's okay. Authorities have to get strong. They have to get better, and they have to just, do what it takes. I will say this. I have a family member, and I went a little like, oh, I love my, because I saw him have his father's like picture up. But his father abused him, hit him, did a lot of stuff. Okay, he had a hard time growing up. But the other family, they said there was something that the father did, and then they reported it. Honestly, although it kind of got believed, it was more like the kids against. I'll give you an example. It's really big in the news right now, and they're saying, okay, I say it because then people go, well, here's what I say: don't let it be a thing later on in life because no one believes you, right? You gotta say it as soon as it happens. That's number one. Number two, sometimes you have other ones becomes public. Sometimes you don't want it public because then you go, like, where's the justice, right? And in a way, I say sue. If they're like a member or if there's someone that was covered over, sue. You know what I mean? That's because they'll get out. It's not seen as a like, and I guess that's the problem. It's not seen if they kill you after that, and that's where a lot of when people go and little kids, they say, well, there's a certain amount of time before they can get found out. That's why whenever we see like those like big Amber Alerts or like children missing, more often than not, it's someone who is one who kids and rapes them. That's a very methodical person. But if it goes better, if he gets found out, he kills the kid. That's when now it's murder, right? But it's still like you go, there's this thing, and it's like, okay, the Me Too movement really had a thing, but they shoot little kids. And if they include little kids, then they go, okay, we need to like, you know what I mean? Because they met like people that are like, okay, but you're adultish, right? And they go, well, they offered like, something, and then they put it under the guise of this. And I say, yeah, but think about the kids. if you want to go next level with the Me Too, next level with the kids that are harmed at home, there's a lot of mothers that either A, don't know, or B, they do know ish, but they don't know 100% because they don't want to lose the guy. Because maybe he's like a tough guy, or he's like, and sometimes they get in the woman or the family's head and they go, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. And then they get everybody on their side. Just like the one that I'm talking about, that story, although she's now like a 22, 23-year-old, she's now about that age. But she honestly just wants the money that he provides, and he knows that. But in a way, she's making it as though she, if circle, they would say, oh, you're an opportunist. I'd be like, no, you don't get it, man. But and there's some people that lose their memory at like an earlier time, and they block trauma. A lot of people know that. Back to the Children's Advocacy Center, which they have a couple of them, but yeah, I have a story, but it's not on that. It's on like abuse at the home when it comes to a parent who abuses a child, right, or children, or the family. Because I know of some that have actually walked away. Lorena Gordon, big shout out to her. She's a filmmaker. She did a short film. She met Scorsese. She showed him that, and she said, "Look, our family stepped away when it was hard, and her and her brother." And her mother stepped away when he was abusing. I don't know how far the abuse went. Not gonna lie, but it was bad. Mother just said, "You know what? We got to go in the middle of the night," because they're scared. If you watch the movie enough, you kind of get it. But in the movie enough, he doesn't abuse the kid. He abuses the mother. This is the opposite. They love the kid, anything young, and when the child grows up, they still have that little and it's just like, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. Like, what was the cringiest thing I've seen on TV? Can they have the kids round up and like dress them up as adult, like those children pageants or whatever?
Not gonna lie, that's a big topic. I'm not gonna say it, but I will say, the case I think was a part of that. I think there was probably not necessarily the family, but I think someone that would say, "Oh, I have maps," right? In essence, maybe an organization, because there are organizations. Maybe someone, I really don't know. Do you remember the Benet case?
Yes, I do. Benet Ramsey, I think.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
that one. A lot of but I say look at organization, not the family. I think they went with the family, but I think in essence, John Benet, Patricia Ramsey is the American Child Beauty Queen who was at the age of 6. I guarantee that was abuse, and that was 100% sexual. They should say that, and that's why she got killed. That's what happens to a lot of kids who go missing. That's one of the number one things why they go missing. They don't go missing just because a person wants now a kid. That happens sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, and there's some weird people out there. But the point is, when it comes to people that do this, sometimes if they don't want to be found out, they just kill the kid. Now, this particular father who did this to the young girl who's now an adult, he didn't kill her, but in a way he killed a lot of who she is, because she's like, there's a lot of drugs involved, there's a lot of other things involved, and that's sometimes until they get the help that they need, and then they go, oh my God, I'm not right in the head. Does she need therapy? Yes. Does he want therapy for the family? No. He says, no, it doesn't work. And I'm like, man, you don't. But, it's one of those things where it's like the only way to get out of that is for a kid to come forward, prove it, and that's the hardest thing. How do you prove it? Honestly, you get a camera, you get that, you don't show mother, and then you show the cops, and then they'll do something about it. I did see a really good show. It's called Bell. I've been binge watching the whole week. Bell, Bell, I think it's a mixture of and like digital art, but it's like Beauty and the Beast. But it has at the end something very important, and I think it's a good topic to open the discussion of abuse at the home. What happens when someone gets abused? It's a really good, it's a little slow, I'm not gonna lie. Wait till the end, you go, okay, I get it. The kid got abused, and I say that at the onset because you may not see it. It looks kind of boring. It looks like it's been. It has been, but it hasn't. They have like avatars, and it's like a digital world, kind of like Oculus with Metaverse and all that. But in a way, it's like I didn't know that was happening at the home. And when you wait to the end, okay, got it. So they should really bring that, and then they should have like this whole Q&A, or like how do we get kids who can get safe, because at the end it really doesn't say. It says parents finally come forward, and then they're like, they kind of, then well, the guy, his wife died, so he was mad and angry. Yeah, but it's still not right to abuse a kid and beat them. And technically, or injured, it's a law where you could get locked up, but they still get out. So you go, okay, what do we do with that, right? There are like for example, the guy that you don't like from Texas, he got told, hey, do you mind? And then he said, yeah, I mind. Then he used the gun to kill them. But I wonder what kind of behavior he had before that to make him even, you know what I mean? Because there's a certain part of the mind you go, wouldn't you stop right there? Why would you go kill a whole family? Like, I would go back to this person's, like, maybe he has something else he's hiding, It doesn't happen all of a sudden like that.
Well, reports were saying that he was drinking, so alcohol was probably a major factor in there. I guess once you're drinking and you get this thought in your head, you just got to go with it.
Yeah, see, and even that, did he abuse maybe a woman? Maybe, I don't know if he abused a child, but to kill a guy out of drink, I say there's something not right in the head. There's just something not right. It's already, and there's some people that when you talk to them, you go, yeah, it's right there. I know a woman who actually, when she drinks, which is why she doesn't, but she goes postal someone, meaning, like, there was someone who tried to rape her and next level on him, and she she goes, I cannot drink because I she got roofied. I remember her saying that. She said, I got roofied, and then I just went at him. Like, there was something in me that, and she's a fighter, so she went fight mode, and he didn't know that. So some people could do that. Their body just goes, no, I don't think so. And but yeah, and so this whole world which preys on people being unaware and or beaten down and or abused, and then they have to live with the consequences of that. Like, and anyone that knows that knows, they say, yeah, I don't talk about it, but you're right. But then they don't get the help, and then it hurts like all the way through. You know what I mean? They don't become abusers usually. They may become like fighters. There's a lot of fighters that don't talk about that. There's people, I'll give you an example. I know one, but I don't say who it is, but he became like very like strong. He doesn't talk about it, but he was abused. And there's a lot of schools that have faculty that do that, and they keep quiet. And they go, no, I don't want to report it, but they should. I mean, but again, because you don't want that to happen to another kid. That's the problem. These people do it again, again, again. And if you look at the math of people who do this to kids, usually within a, if they live to be the age of 80 and or above, they get very like less themselves. They look kind of like cringy, you know what I mean? But they probably did it to more than one in their life because they could get away with it. They know how to get away with it. Sometimes they're the people that you know and you go, no, I didn't see that. Yeah, but when they're around a kid, they get a little weird. And then you see how they kind of like a kid. That's weird, right? People kind of like, you just yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Everything else will get me in hot water, but there you go. So, all right, Jess, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more right after this. Stay tuned.
Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any.
You want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
It's time once again to tell you about a great local event. It's the 15th Annual Cherry Festival Car and Bike Show on May 27th, with proceeds benefiting Carol's Kitchen, the local food bank, and they need our help. It's going to be held at Stewart Park on the corner of 10th Street
ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. We got Jess over there. Jess, what's going on in the world?
Flash on Twitter over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yes. Apparently a user posted the whole movie on there.
Uh-oh.
9 million people saw it.
Uh-oh.
10 million views. So, yeah, Twitter took that down. It's already gone. So don't try and look for it. I already tried. But I missed it. So I'm kind of sad.
Got it. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Well, you know what? I will say this. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? Oh, and by the way, it hit $1 billion. So I say good job to the world of, you know, like, and I can't wait till Metroid comes out. There's some other like ones coming out as well. So I get it. You know, it's gonna happen. You know, it's a thing. But I will say this, and this is probably because I don't have my Twitter account because it got hacked. They haven't answered like service that they say, oh, if you got hacked, put your information here. So I go, are you guys making money? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen people have a blue check mark. I've had a blue check mark. You know, I had to go roundabout to get it. But you know, I want it back. You know, because evidently you guys are getting paid and you're not. There's no support. So what's going on with that? So there you go. That's the story. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, all right, Jess. I know you got other news. What else is going on?
Well, I got a story that connects to your Me Too movement speech that you made earlier.
Okay, what?
So, do you know who Matthew Lawrence is?
Yeah, I know who Lawrence is, but I know the girl, not the guy.
Do you know who Joey Lawrence is? The guy that Blossom.
Yes.
He was like, whoa. Okay, yeah. So Matthew Lawrence is his younger brother. Okay.
Okay.
So there's three of them. So I don't know their names exactly, but I know there's three. So apparently this weekend, like he came out with an article or not an article, but like an interview, and apparently a top rated director wanted like nude Polaroids of him. So yeah, so apparently like his agency sent him to this director's hotel room. Obviously you should not be doing that stuff. And he was just like, yeah, I'll give you a role in a movie if you do X, Y, and Z, all that good stuff. Well, for him anyway. But he was like, no, can't do that. Bye. And eventually, you know, his agency dropped him, and so
because the guy lied about him. He said he's not workable, and then he had clout with them because he had money. And does it name the director?
No, but he talks about in exchange for a Marvel role. I don't think he's talking about current Marvel, like with Kevin Feige and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about. I don't want to say what director, but I think he's talking about the early 2000 X-Men films.
You're talking about. He got there's a lot of information about him. Yeah.
He has a lot of allegations against him as well. So I'm just putting two and two together. That's why it seems more valid.
And that's why I say it kind of needs to be a thing where it gets found out, and then but they do bury it. Just like the Me Too movement, it kind of hit, and now he's in prison. Now he's getting like a lot of charges, but people say, yeah, but and I go, well, you look at who he is and like how he looks, but some of these are very, we would consider, women would be like, oh my God, they're a heartthrob. And you're like, no, they prey on kids. You know what I mean? So, that's the thing. But yeah, and I see them spin it saying, oh, he just wanted the role. But I go, yeah, but I bet he's not the only one. I bet there are other ones that, and I'm sure there are some, they don't say it. They go, yeah, there's always a theory about certain people in Hollywood. Did they get that when they were young? They don't want to say it because in a way it was kind of like, because they had the power. Whoever has money and or has control usually has power, and a lot of those people hide behind that. And then they have like things that they say. But I go, look, just go very basic. Say, look, what age were you? Did it happen? There you go. And then they don't want to get that because then they get like, as a do, there are some that rebound and there are some that just do not. But in a way, it's kind of like, like some they already know it, but it just gets buried. It's like a little like club, it's like the pedo club. You know what I mean? They're dumb, So I don't know. Just it's got to be. I don't know. It's got to be. It just I don't know because it always like you may not murder but you murder the mind. And I don't know how to explain that, but you take away the whole kid's life. You know, they would be a different. There's a good movie on the Butterfly Effect with, which actually he's a proponent of that. What's his name? He's the '70s show.
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher, great guy, right? Guaranteed never that guy. You know, like when Bruce Willis, man, what happened to Bruce? My God. Yeah. Anyway, I guess the point is, like, you know, he's like this whole thing where they rescue people that are, they say traffic, and that's of it. That's abuse as well, because there's someone who profits off getting a girl to get with a guy, and the guys pay money for this, right? And they usually do it in an area where it's technically not illegal. Usually you go, okay, what does government do about it? Honestly, nothing. And that's why they go like to certain countries and, you know, oh, I have a business trip. Yeah, but what do you do there? And then they come back and, you know what I mean? It's a way to, you know, and again, it's that behavior that's just like, you go, what else are you doing? I wouldn't do ever business with, like, if I found out there was a guy that did that with a young kid, I would say, forget it. I don't want to be around it. I don't want that around me. I don't want whatever's around you to make it think that it's okay. Kind of like that term MAPS. You know what I mean? It's just, no, you're a pedophile. You rape little kids. That's what you need to say. You rape little girls. And sometimes you rape little boys. That's what people need to know. You know what I mean? And people don't say it, but they need to, you know? All right, we're out of time. I know that I could go on and on this. Anyway, make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. And turn in those pedophiles. If you know of one, tell a cop. Only tell a cop, okay? That's all I'm going to say. All right, bye, everyone.